Hey folks, Mac T back, and I have a bit of a quandary. My battery died and I recharged it, and then everything went haywire inside my edge, and now I have non-functioning driver's side seat, which means it's all the way back and I got short legs. And I have to lean way forward to even grab the steering wheel to steer it. So I have to somehow figure out what to do to fix this and get this seat working. I have a feeling it tweaks something, but I'm going to go through the fuses and everything else to double check those. But first we're going to start out with the battery, because everybody in the Facebook group says it's the battery. I don't think it's the battery, but let's double check the battery to make sure I got enough voltage. And if I don't, I may have to put a new battery in it, see if that fixes it. And if that does, then that's fine. But right now, let's go ahead and check this battery and see if I got enough voltage and cold cranking amps to keep the edge running. Now, as we can see, it does say I need to charge the battery. So what I'll do is put a charger on it and see if I can't get this battery charged up. It has 930 cold cranking amps and it is reading 986, but the voltage is not exactly where we want it to be. So we're going to go ahead and see what we got, because it's like 12.16 volts. So that tells me the battery is not fully charged. So we'll go ahead and charge it up and then see if we can't get something going here and do the seats and everything else. But let's go check the seats and see what they're doing for now. I now have the C-TAC plugged in and it's charging, so it's going to be a little bit for that, but let's go ahead and test the seat function out and see what we got going on. Now I got it running, but here's the problem. I have no function right here. I have nothing here. Doesn't move the seat back. But if you watch here, you can see the seat lumbar is working. It goes back and the lumbar moves forward. So, the lumbar works as far as the back, but I have nothing going up, down, back, forth. I can't move the seat and it's all the way back. So I think maybe the switch part of it here failed, but I'm going to check some fuses and everything else to make sure. And let's go over the fuses and see what we got. Now we're going to check the passenger seat, and it works. So we have power to the passenger seat, so we can rule that out. It's just a driver's side seat issue. And everything here works. So let's go ahead and check out something else. Now, number 23 fuse is a 30 amp fuse, and that is supposed to be for the module. I'm not really seeing anything wrong with it. It looks like the link is in good shape, so we can go ahead and put that one back in. I could take and trade it for a different one just to check, so out we do that. Let me go ahead and switch these around. Now I went ahead and switched this one with this one here, and they're both 30 amps, so we'll see if the seat moves now. Let's go check it out. Now you can see that orange fuse that says 7.5 on it. It's right there. It is a son of a gun to get to. It's hidden right up in there. So we do have power because Otherwise, we wouldn't be having power mirrors. So let's go ahead and check our power mirrors and see if they work. And if they work, then we know this fuse works. So if this mirror moves, then we know we have a good fuse for that number 7, that 7.5. And we are not getting any movement. So it looks like we're going to have to check out that fuse, because I'm getting no movement out of that. Nothing. So, time to pull that fuse out. It's very tight in there, so you'll just have to trust me on this. Boy, these things are small. And it's hard to really tell if it's, you know, I can't really see it, if it's burned or melted. It doesn't look like it, but it's so small you can't hardly tell. So what I'm going to do is go to the parts store, get me a 7.5, replace it. If nothing else, I'll have some fuses. But yeah, that seems to be one area where I'm not having mirrors that are working. So if the mirrors aren't working, they're not getting power. And maybe this is what's causing them not to get power. So could be the battery, don't know. But I have a hard time believing a 7.5 amp's going to have much of a problem with a low battery. But we'll see. And I'll go ahead and get a new fuse in there. And if that don't fix it, then we have to figure out what's going on. Well, I went to the parts store and got these Eaton Bussmann fuses, and it contains one 7.5 amp little low profile mini fuse. So we're going to go ahead and pull that one out of this little container here and slap it in there and see what happens. Alright folks, as soon as I slapped that new fuse in here, guess what happened? That's right. Seat now works. So it was that little tiny 7.5 amp fuse that I couldn't tell if it was burned out. Replaced it through trial and error, figured it all out. So it's not the battery. That's another issue. I'm just charging it, but my seat now works. Let's see if the mirror works. Check this mirror out. Yep, mirror works. So now we learned something. That little 7.5 amp controls your mirror and your seats. And apparently it didn't like that dead battery in that jump start. So anyway, that was done with a battery pack jumper too. It was not car to car, and it still burnt the fuse out. Now let's see if we can't get this cover back on here, because it has to go up over and under this cable. Oh boy, what a fit. You can see that this is not fun. It's going to take two hands, folks, but you got to get it up underneath this cable to get it to slide in. There we go. Got it in. Let's put this cover back on the way it's supposed to be, I guess. Get my phone out of the way. Slide everything together here the right way. It's never going to be easy, is it? Takes two hands, and I'm trying to do it with one. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put this back on. There you go, got that all back on there, and the fix is in. What I did, folks, is I got this little flat bladed and a little pocket screwdriver you can get. You just pry it in behind that fuse and pop it out, hopefully not losing it. And then I use these needle nose. A smaller pair would probably work better, but I use the needle nose to grab it and push it in, and then I use that butt end of the needle nose to slide it in. And once I seated it, the fuse and the seat all went back to its memory function, and now the seat works. That's it, folks. That's my one-off, because I only got one 7.5 in this whole kit. So anyway, got it fixed. I'll toss this one out. We know this one's no good. This is where this one belongs. Just toss that in my bucket of fun stuff. Well, folks, looks like this battery's going to be charging most of the day. Hopefully by tonight it's fully charged. Then I can double check it and be on the road. Got to get it running. But anyway, got that fixed. So now I can drive without sitting in the back seat. Well, folks, you never jump to conclusions. You follow the trail. You check the fuses and verify and get that done. Do the easy stuff first. That fuse was sort of a stab in the dark. I didn't test it, but it just didn't feel right to me. So I put my money where my mouth was there on that one. Went and got a new fuse, and it paid off. So right after I get done making this video, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. Anyway, if you have a problem, check the fuses first, folks. Don't assume the worst. I was assuming in the beginning it was a switch control that failed, but that didn't make sense being the lumbar was working. So I knew it had to be something else, so I trailed and tracked everything. And hey, it was the fuse. But hey, my feet hit the floor today. I'm having a great day. I want you to have a great day too. Band of One's got some great music, and Mercy Girl always has something to say, especially when it comes to Herbie. Look at that Ford Edge. All nice and washed and clean. Now we're charging the battery. Sitting in the snow. But this one's a little on the dirty side. But it is working now. Amazing. Something so small can create such a big problem. Anyway.
Thank you for watching MACT's videos, and remember to like and subscribe. This is a Mercy Girl production.